Hello, guys. You're welcome to One Chord Reaction. My name is Liman. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, kindly go through the content, and I'm convinced that you will find a reason to tap the subscription button and press the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I upload new set of videos. So, guys, today I want to watch an interesting video, of course. Like, I'm seeing this for the first time. I mean, I'm reacting to the first time seeing a Russian witch. A Russian witch says magic doesn't work on Muslims. So I want to see. Of course, there's no way I can verify that this is a witch. I can't verify it. There is no independent verification, but she claims she is a witch, and her witchcraft doesn't work on Muslims. So let me watch the video. After that, I'm going to give you my thoughts concerning this, and I would like you to also comment uh, your thoughts in the comment section. So let's go, guys.
That it's more difficult to influence a person if he keeps his thoughts in purity.
Yes, absolutely. When faced with various religions, it is very difficult to influence Muslims. They are in a constant connection with the egregore. They do namaz every day and read prayers on a daily basis. They are constantly under some kind of a dome, so it is very difficult to influence them. When you start impacting a person, he begins to address in a prayer. Indeed, many of them are very different from those who come to church only when everything is bad in their life. They come to pray, and then for 5 years they forget about God, some canons, and so on. Muslims, as a rule, passionately believe and passionately give energy to their egregore, and this egregore protects them very well. That's why it is very difficult to work to make any kind of influence on a true Muslim believer.
Is this some kind of a good egregore?
Well, for them, yes. This egregore is good for adepts who contribute good energy to it.
How do you sense it? For instance, you have found an energy trace of such person. What's next? Do you try to drag him somehow to visualize this threat and you fail? Or how do you do that?
It disappears. I cannot get a grip on it. I focus on it, but something immediately knocks me out of the flow, just like that. Or I visualize a person in front of me clearly and can affect him even at a mental level, but some image is not created in my mind at all. I even look at a photo, reproduce an image, but it vanishes from my mind. Thus, I can clearly see that a person is covered with something.
Does this only work with Muslims?
It does for me. Nowadays, there are very few people among Christians who truly believe. Even those who write in their comments that God is in the soul, that they are all faithful believers, but in reality they are not. Even most often they write that all this is a sin, but then ask in a private message how to make a rubbing spell. Such cases also happen.
A rubbing spell?
A rubbing spell.
What is it?
It means
Wow, guys. I found this video interesting for some reasons, which I'm going to talk about. One thing that the lady mentioned, she talks about energy level, she talks about living a rule-based life. That because the Muslim, they prayed continuously 5 times a day, they do that prayer, of course, at certain times, at certain period. So because of that consistency, guys, they are covered. They are covered by something that protect them at that energy level, such that external thought, external influence is not able to weigh power on them. I found it interesting because she mentioned I think a point of emphasis is that consistent prayer, because she said as they pray more and more, they begin to trust in the process of the prayers, even if they don't trust at the onset, but the more they pray, they begin to trust the prayer, and they begin to develop that faith in that process. And by that process, their mind is subject to Allah who they serve, and through that, she as a witch cannot influence them because they are constantly connected. That's the word. They are constantly connected throughout the day because of that rigid lifestyle of prayer. So they are connected, constantly connected. So she compared to Christians who just comes to church on Sundays only. Of course, you can compare it, guys. You can compare it. If you can't compare a person that is praying 5 times a day, regardless of who that person is praying to, 5 times a day, 5 times a day, compared to a person that just comes to church only on Sunday. And that Sunday is not that they pray throughout the Sunday. No, they just maybe the church service is just 2 hours. You can compare it to a person who maintain that rigid prayer lifestyle. And even far beyond that, one thing about this thing I've seen from what this witch said is that Muslim, that time they prayed is constant globally. So if you are within the same time zone, you can have like millions of Muslims praying at that time, at that single time. It's the same time for everybody. So imagine 20 million people praying at the same time. 20 million people praying at the same time. Though, of course, there will be differences in time zone, but imagine you guys are within the same time zone. So praying at that same time releases that kind of energy that protect each member of that social group, shows that any external witchcraft power cannot influence them. I'll compare that to a Christian who only pray on Sunday. So the essence, what she is saying now from this video is even the Christian themselves, they don't really believe, they just claim it, but they don't believe. The belief here, of course, will be directly relating to they also praying to God. So if you study, I think we have biblical data to prove that this thing this lady said is very uh, correct. It's very accurate. If you study the scripture very well, I mean, we have example from the life of David. He says 7 times do I worship God every day. It is a rigid lifestyle of worship, like that uh, consistent lifestyle. You have a rule-based system. Regardless of what is happening, you just have to pray, you just have to worship, you just have to do those things consistently so that your energy level, your soul energy level is maintained. And according to her, is maintained so that any external influence. And she talks about her as a witch, witchcraft, they have many things, many approach they use to perform their sorcery or perform any magic that they want to do. And one of it is mental imagination or mental summoning. They can summon the person mentally, they can visualize the person and begin to, conjure anything they want to do to the image of the person that they've summoned. So, however, when it comes to the case of Muslim, she said that image, that visualization usually disappear, or anytime she wants to do it, something knocks her out because those set of Muslims maintain a high degree of energy level throughout the day because of that consistent prayer. So, guys, the emphasis here is prayer. If you're a Muslim, pray. If you're a Christian, pray, 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 consistently pray. You don't have any option than to pray. You've heard it from the mouth of a witch. Even if you don't believe your holy book, you don't believe the Bible, but a witch is telling you now that if you pray, she won't be able to penetrate or influence your thoughts. So, guys, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy and learn one thing from this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Bye for now.